Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Ali. Good morning, Dean. How are you?
We're in good form, mate. We're in good form. Now, I sat up and watched it. I can't lie to you, Frank. I enjoyed it. I watched it with my young team, and we sat and watched it. The only thing first I would ask you, I'm guessing we get the right decision, but would it not have been 3-0 in your book?
Sorry, what the game? Could you say it again, Ali?
Sorry, I was saying I think we got the right decision with the winner, but I thought it was I thought it would have been unanimous.
Yeah, I thought he won it. I thought he won the fight. I thought the referee, by the way, was pretty poor.
Yeah.
He stopped the flow of the fight at times, and he seemed more interested in himself than the fight. But Tommy won the fight. There's no doubt about that. But you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. It is what it is. It's two novice fighters who've got huge social media following, and they've capitalised on that. People bought into it, and I'm amazed at the amount of publicity that it's got both before and after the fight. It's just amazing. Everybody's been talking about it.
Frank, honestly, the listener figures on talkSPORT last night were huge for this fight. I don't know what the viewership was. I don't have those numbers, but I just know that even my dad was interested in watching it. So for whatever it is that they're doing, they managed to sell that fight. What do you think we learnt about each fighter?
What did we learn about them? I don't think, Tommy's, he's a professional fighter, but he's a novice professional fighter. He's still got a long way to go. And as far as Jake's concerned, I think Jake actually did show that he is a boxer rather than some guy who's just jumped in the ring who fancies having a go. He seems to have some basic skills there. What I think is more intriguing is what's going to happen in the future for Tommy. Who is he going to fight where he's going to earn the type of money that he earned for last night? Now, he's not going to get that in a fight in the UK unless he really gets stepped up against the quality of opposition. So I would think there'd probably be a rematch, or maybe fight another guy who's got a high profile on the social media platform.
Frank,
but I think boxing has got a lot to learn from it, and I think especially young fighters of now how important the profile that they build and have on social media. It's a very important part now of the modern sportsman and his marketability.
Frank, I was going to ask you. You know the fights Tommy will have to take to get to a world title fight. What sort of money would he expect to make in the first 3 or 4 fights before, as he's climbing the ladder, compared to the 3.5 million, 4 million he got last night?
We'd be looking to make a lot of money, but he's going to get. He won't get nowhere near that. Because it's a building process. You don't just jump in the deep end. And to be honest, he won't be ready to jump in the deep end. This social media situation has absolutely boomed as far as he's concerned, and more importantly, I think with what Jake Paul brought to it. Jake Paul's he's a worldwide star on the social media, and I think if you look the night before, you got Mayweather fighting in London at the O2, fighting a guy from some reality show.
Sure.
Yeah, that's it, whatever. And it was empty. The place was absolutely, completely spark out. So there's it's a fine line with this, and it's what the youngsters buy into. And I think the reason the likes of, you saying, Ali, yourself, you watched it with the youngsters and a few older people. I couldn't travel, so my son was out representing us, but I took my grandson to watch him play football on Saturday, and all the parents on the site on the touchline, they were all talking about it, but they weren't talking about it because they wanted to see it. They were talking about it because their kids wanted to watch it. It's a really young audience, and it reminds me of when I started promoting NAS, we purposely, targeted a real young audience for him to build him, and eventually the adults bought into it. And I think this is what's happening with social media.
Yeah, for the boxing purists, they'll be sitting here this morning going, right, what about some proper fights that we can get our teeth stuck into? What's going on with Tyson?
Right. Well, Tyson was out there, as you see, and we're still working on this. And I think, and I know I keep saying every time I'm on the show and other shows, we'll know in the next couple of days. But I think it will this week, one way or another, be resolved, and I'm hoping we can get it done. But It's not for the want of trying, I promise you that. And hopefully we can get it over the line. But Tyson wants to be out. He wants to fight in April, late April. So that's what we're working towards. And I hope that it's Usyk in the opposite corner. So.
All right. We will keep asking as well, Frank. Thank you for coming on this morning. Great win for the Arsenal as well at the weekend.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, Frank.
Thanks, Frank. Take care.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday morning 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.